Welcome to the fascinating world of scientific inquiry and experimentation in biology. In this video, we'll explore how biologists use scientific methods to investigate the mysteries of life. From forming questions to designing experiments, every step is crucial in uncovering the secrets of living organisms. Whether you're a student or simply curious about how science works, understanding the process of inquiry is the foundation of all biological discovery. Let's begin our journey by understanding what scientific inquiry means and why it's so important in the study of biology. Scientific inquiry is the process by which scientists ask questions, gather evidence, and develop explanations for natural phenomena. In biology, this means observing the living world, identifying patterns, and seeking to understand how life functions. Inquiry isn't just about finding answers, it's about asking the right questions and being open to new ideas. This approach encourages curiosity and critical thinking, which are essential for making meaningful discoveries in biology. Every scientific investigation begins with careful observation. Biologists spend time watching organisms, noting behaviors, and recording changes in the environment. These observations often spark questions that lead to further investigation. For example, noticing that certain plants grow better in sunlight than shade might prompt questions about photosynthesis. By paying close attention to the world around them, scientists lay the groundwork for deeper exploration. After making observations, scientists move on to asking questions. These questions are specific and focused, guiding the direction of the investigation. In biology, a good question might be, how does temperature affect enzyme activity? Or what factors influence plant growth? The quality of the question often determines the success of the experiment, so scientists take time to ensure their questions are clear and testable. Once a question is established, the next step is to develop a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess or prediction that can be tested through experimentation. For example, a scientist might hypothesize that increasing sunlight will speed up plant growth. Hypotheses are important because they provide a starting point for experiments and help scientists focus their research efforts. Designing a good experiment is key to testing a hypothesis. Scientists carefully plan their experiments, deciding what variables to change and what to keep constant. In biology, this might involve growing plants under different conditions or testing the effects of a drug on bacteria. A well-designed experiment allows scientists to collect reliable data and draw meaningful conclusions. Any experiment variables play a crucial role. The independent variable is what the scientist changes, while the dependent variable is what is measured. Control variables are kept constant to ensure a fair test. For example, if you're testing how light affects plant growth, the amount of light is the independent variable, and plant height is the dependent variable. Understanding variables helps scientists design better experiments. Controls are essential in scientific experiments. A control group is treated exactly like the experimental group, except for the variable being tested. This allows scientists to compare results and determine if the variable had any effect. For instance, in a drug trial, one group receives the drug while another receives a placebo. Controls help ensure that results are due to the variable and not other factors. Data collection is at the heart of scientific experimentation. Biologists use various tools and techniques to gather data, from measuring plant growth to recording animal behavior. Accurate data collection is vital because it forms the basis for analysis and conclusions. Scientists often use tables, charts, and graphs to organize their findings and make sense of the results. Once data is collected, scientists analyze the results to see if they support the hypothesis. This might involve looking for patterns, calculating averages, or using statistical tests. In biology, analysis helps scientists understand complex relationships and draw meaningful conclusions. Careful analysis ensures that findings are valid and reliable, paving the way for new discoveries. After analyzing the data, scientists draw conclusions about their hypothesis. Did the results support the prediction, or was the hypothesis disproved? In biology, conclusions often lead to new questions and further investigation. Even if a hypothesis is not supported, the experiment provides valuable information and helps refine future research. Sharing results is a key part of scientific inquiry. Biologists publish their findings in scientific journals, present at conferences, and communicate with the public. Clear reporting allows others to review, replicate, and build upon the work. This openness is essential for scientific progress and helps ensure that discoveries benefit everyone. Before research is accepted by the scientific community, it undergoes peer review. Other experts evaluate the methods, data, and conclusions to ensure the work is sound. Peer review helps maintain high standards and prevents errors or bias from influencing scientific knowledge. It's a critical step in the scientific process, especially in biology where accuracy is vital. Replication means repeating experiments to see if the results are consistent. In biology, replication is important because living systems can be complex and variable. By repeating studies, scientists confirm findings and build confidence in their conclusions. Replication also helps identify errors or unexpected factors that might affect the outcome. Modern technology has revolutionized biological research. Tools like microscopes, DNA sequencers, and computer software allow scientists to observe and analyze life in ways never before possible. Technology enhances accuracy, speeds up data collection, and opens new avenues for discovery. As technology advances, so does our understanding of biology. Ethical considerations are central to biological research. Scientists must ensure that experiments are conducted responsibly, with respect for living organisms and the environment. This includes obtaining proper approvals, minimizing harm, and being honest about results. Ethics guide scientists to make choices that benefit society and protect the natural world. Let's look at a classic example, studying photosynthesis. Scientists observe that plants need light to grow, then ask how light intensity affects the rate of photosynthesis. They form a hypothesis, design an experiment with control and experimental groups, collect data on oxygen production, and analyze the results. This process illustrates how scientific inquiry works in real biological research. Biologists conduct experiments both in the field and in the laboratory. Field experiments take place in natural environments, allowing scientists to study organisms in their real habitats. Lab experiments offer more control over variables but may not reflect natural conditions. Both approaches have strengths and are often used together for a complete understanding. Imagine you want to test how fertilizer affects plant growth. You'd set up two groups of plants, one with fertilizer and one without. By keeping all other conditions the same, you can be confident that any differences in growth are due to the fertilizer. This simple design demonstrates the importance of controls and variables in biological experiments. Sample size refers to the number of subjects in an experiment. In biology, larger sample sizes help ensure that results are reliable and not due to chance. For example, testing a drug on just a few animals might give misleading results, but testing on many increases confidence in the findings. Scientists carefully choose sample sizes to balance accuracy and practicality. Randomization means assigning subjects to groups by chance, rather than choice. This helps prevent bias and ensures that results are fair and accurate. In biology, randomization is especially important when dealing with living organisms, which can vary in many ways. By randomizing, scientists make sure their experiments are as objective as possible. In blind studies, subjects do know which group they're in, while in double-blind studies, neither the subjects nor the experimenters know. These methods reduce bias and increase the reliability of results. In biology, double-blind studies are common in drug trials to ensure that expectations don't influence outcomes. Biologists collect both qualitative data descriptions, observations, and quantitative data numbers measurements. Each type has its strengths. Qualitative data provides rich detail, while quantitative data allows for precise analysis. Combining both gives a fuller picture of biological phenomena and leads to more robust conclusions. Statistics help scientists make sense of experimental data. By applying statistical tests, biologists can determine if results are significant or just due to chance. This step is crucial for drawing valid conclusions and making reliable predictions. Understanding statistics is an important skill for anyone involved in biological research. No experiment is perfect and errors can occur. Biologists must identify and account for sources of error, such as measurement mistakes or unexpected variables. By acknowledging errors, scientists improve their methods and increase the reliability of their results. Learning from mistakes is a key part of scientific progress. When experiments involve animals, ethical guidelines are strictly followed. Scientists must ensure humane treatment, minimize suffering, and use alternatives whenever possible. Ethical review boards oversee animal research to protect animal welfare and maintain public trust in science. Research involving humans requires special care. Informed consent, privacy, and safety are top priorities. Scientists must explain the risks and benefits, and participants have the right to withdraw at any time. Ethical oversight ensures that human research is conducted responsibly and with respect. Biological experiments can affect the environment, so scientists take steps to minimize harm. This might include careful disposal of chemicals, protecting habitats, or using non-invasive methods. Responsible research balances scientific progress with environmental stewardship. Genetic engineering allows scientists to modify the DNA of organisms. Experiments in this field have led to breakthroughs in medicine, agriculture, and more. However, they also raise ethical and safety concerns. Strict guidelines govern genetic engineering to ensure responsible use and prevent unintended consequences. Microbiologists study tiny organisms like bacteria and viruses. Experiments in microbiology often involve growing cultures, testing antibiotics, or exploring disease transmission. These studies are vital for understanding health, disease, and the role of microbes in ecosystems. Ecologists conduct field studies to understand how organisms interact with each other and their environment. These experiments might involve tracking animal movements, measuring plant diversity, or studying the effects of pollution. Field studies provide valuable insights into the complexity of natural systems. Cell biologists use specialized techniques to study the structure and function of cells. This might include microscopy, staining, or culturing cells in the lab. These experiments help scientists understand how cells work and how diseases like cancer develop. Molecular biology focuses on the molecules that make up living things like DNA and proteins. Techniques such as PCR, gel electrophoresis, and DNA sequencing allow scientists to analyze genetic material and understand how genes control life processes. Behavioral biologists design experiments to study how animals and humans act in different situations. These experiments might involve observing responses to stimuli, testing learning abilities, or exploring social interactions. Understanding behavior helps explain how organisms adapt and survive. Some biological experiments take place over months or years. Long-term studies are important for understanding processes like evolution, population changes, or the effects of climate change. Patience and careful record-keeping are essential for these in-depth investigations. Citizen science involves the public in scientific research. In biology, volunteers might help collect data on bird populations, monitor water quality, or track invasive species. These projects expand the reach of science and engage communities in discovery. Biological research often overlaps with other fields like chemistry, physics, and computer science. Interdisciplinary approaches allow scientists to tackle complex problems such as modeling ecosystems or developing new medical technologies. Collaboration leads to innovative solutions and deeper understanding. Publishing research in scientific journals is a key way biologists share their work. Peer-reviewed journals ensure that studies meet high standards and contribute to the body of scientific knowledge. Publication also allows others to build on previous research and advance the field. Transparency is increasingly important in science. Open data means making research data available to others, allowing for independent analysis and verification. In biology, open data promotes collaboration, speeds up discovery, and builds trust in scientific findings. A scientific theory is a well-supported explanation of natural phenomena. In biology, theories like evolution and cell theory are based on extensive evidence from many experiments. Theories guide research, help make predictions, and are refined as new data emerges. Every experiment has limitations. These might include small sample sizes, uncontrolled variables, or measurement errors. Recognizing limitations helps scientists interpret results accurately and plan better studies in the future. Honest discussion of limitations is a hallmark of good science. Curiosity drives scientific inquiry. Biologists are always asking questions and seeking to understand the unknown. This sense of wonder fuels discoveries and keeps science moving forward. Embracing curiosity is essential for anyone interested in exploring the living world. Not every experiment goes as planned. Failure is a natural part of science and provides valuable lessons. By analyzing what went wrong, scientists improve their methods and increase their chances of success in future research. Embracing failure leads to growth and innovation. The future of biological research is bright. Advances in technology, data analysis, and global collaboration are opening new frontiers. From understanding the human genome to protecting biodiversity, scientific inquiry and experimentation will continue to shape our world for generations to come. In summary, scientific inquiry and experimentation are at the heart of biology. By asking questions, designing experiments, and analyzing results, scientists uncover the secrets of life. Whether in the lab or the field, the process of inquiry drives discovery and deepens our understanding of the living world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the scientific process in biology.